Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with another Rome 2 battle for you today. And yes, we are not behind the siege walls of a major city. We are out on the battlefield, so we've got a little bit different. So it's going to be a bit more of a quicker paced battle than say your normal siege for Rome 2. But I mean, that's usually the case with any pitch battle in any total war. Pitch battle is much quicker and much more exciting in some ways, because you're going to see cavalry at like their prime. They're out on the fields doing things. Archers possibly get better angles than they may in like a city. And infantry just makes one massive battle line, usually. But as you can see here, we have a 3v3. We have Saba here on the left flank. We have Boii in the middle. And we have the Aravaki of one of the Spanish factions out on the right-hand side, going off to face Rome, while we have Numidia in the center. Looks like he's going to be facing down Boii. And Saba looks like he's facing Epirus. And I mean, over a quick glance of like the factions that are like playing each other, and we'll start over here on the left flank. Rome has a very nice army. He's got a lot of veteran legionnaires. He's got some nice cavalry as well, auxiliary Numidians, Equites, just a lot of Equites actually, to be fair. And yeah, that's basically, he's got, I mean, some levies, but I mean, he's put a lot of money, you can tell, into his infantry, and that's not a bad idea. Obviously, that's where Rome's strength is. You can see Iberian swords here for Scutiari, basically, not for Scutiari, for Aravaki. Holding the front line, we have Scutiari here, though, in like the second line. These are a bit more stronger, but they're still not that great. I mean, these are medium compared to very heavy, so these guys are going to have a rough time. I mean, Rome is sending forward his cavalry, Numidian archers, arch cav, I guess, or auxiliary cav, just to like try and soften these guys up or waste some ammo. I don't know. But he's done something over there. It's a bit risky. You can see over here on this far side, though, the Epirus is now facing off against Saba with his Himyar cavalry against these Numidian cavalry here. I mean, that's probably a battle that Saba can't win, because this is a lot of missile cav here. And also, there's some really nice Aspis companion cav in this force. There is some citizen cav, but the Aspis companion cav, by far and away, a nasty unit to have on the battlefield. I mean, there are some nice camel cataphracts as well. So, I mean, that could be an interesting cavalry fight. Saba and Epirus both haven't really brought strong infantry. I mean, Saba doesn't really have strong infantry. Epirus is like one really elite Royal Peltas as his general, I think. He might have another one somewhere. Oh yeah, another one on this right flank. But I mean, everything else really is just Mercenary Italian swords or Thoros spears. I think the battle is going to be decided here in the center. Whoever can win this center fight could be the winner, really. I think Boii's got some really nice units. Swordfall is really cheap, but really effective. I mean, but they are going up against Desert Legionnaires and Cohorts, so that's going to be a hard fight. But, I mean, Rome, I think, is probably going to get the better of the Aravaki. I mean, the left flank could go either way quite easily as well. But certainly that centre flank could be very, very interesting to see who can win that. You can see here we've got Numidian cavalry getting some easy kills, basically, on these camel cataphracts. You need to be careful about that. And what we've got over here, we've got some caravan guard as well coming to support and, like, I guess just try and help the cavalry, you know, and when it comes to prolonged melee. I mean, you can see the Sabian archers over here. They're not having a good time fighting these slingers. I mean, both of these aren't great units. I mean, they're both pretty low in armor, so anything that hits them basically kills them instantly. But I think the slingers will win that fight. Sabian archers is just terrible. And look at Saba sending forward infantry, sending forward desert spears. I guess they're trying to absorb the shots to allow his archers to have a bit more success. Boii probably needs to move up. I mean, it looks like Aravaki's actually gone in. We have the first infantry fight here as well. Here we go. I mean, Rome is losing with his levies. I mean, the cavalry on this flank is really nasty, though, for Aravaki. His noble horse are doing really, really well. Really, really well. Jeez, that was bad. Just did not sound like I was speaking properly there. Then we've got Equites here, just getting absolutely annihilated by this cavalry. These are going to do really, really well. I imagine this. It's the same on, like, the left flank. I mean, I think that Epirus has the better cavalry, and Aravaki has the better cavalry on this side. Just whether he can hold his infantry long enough. His veteran legionnaires are just going to mince through just about everything. What he's got in reserve, he probably can't keep any Scutiari in reserve. He's just got to send everything in, just hold back. Hold back these legionnaires so he can just hammer and anvil. I don't know if he's even got a hammer and anvil off. He can just take out that general as well. That's another good idea. Just chain out the general. Oh, he's shooting into the back of this unit here. That's really nice. See these archers here focusing down this legionary unit here, and it's losing. You can see general putting up a buff there of some sort, and you can see cavalry charging into the backs here. That's very nice. If I was this Aravaki player, I'd be focusing down this Legatus. Focusing it down right now. I mean, you are going to get this veteran legionnaire. It's actually winning decisively again, even though it's getting peppered to pieces. Cavalry is winning massively here. That is huge. Numidia is now sending across his cavalry, as is Boii to support this. You can see everything's getting drawn into this left flank or right flank, depending on which side you're rooting for. You can see Desert Cavalry going in here. These guys are going to probably get a nice hammer and anvil onto the Sabian troops here. You can't really see them in the forest. Yeah, they're doing alright. They're doing okay. I mean, Saba just needs to hang on in there. And he's kind of got a bit extended on this left flank. I mean, he's doing okay. His cavalry's doing quite well. Yeah, he's actually routed quite a lot of this Aspis companion cavalry, or killed it. So that's quite good. So maybe he is actually going to win that fight. I mean, these camel cataphracts are pretty good. Camels also have like a sort of a buff, which they scare cavalry, which is kind of cool. I do kind of like that. But Bowie Eye is being really slow, very patient. I mean, it could work. It may just end up like he dooms his teammates, but... I mean, Rome over here... He needs to be careful. Is he lost his general? I don't know. No, he's not. He's not lost his general, but he needs to be careful. Down to 6 men. The cavalry's still causing issues. They need to get it out of here. Reconvene. Do a recharge. I mean, there's still some pretty healthy cavalry units here. And this Roman general, I mean, he's 6 men. Just focus him down with all these archers he's got still alive. I mean, the dangerous thing with playing so close to the red line is obviously your men may just rout instantly and, like, go off the battle. Because they'd have nowhere to really, like, regroup and rejoin. You can see they're now going to chase down these archers with the veteran legionnaires, and they have to chase them down to the red line. I mean, they're actually not going to make it the first unit. It's going to get focused down. Wow. Maybe they're going to survive this Aravaki. These legionnaires here losing pretty badly. Going in for the general and all these rear units. They might hold. I mean, Rome's also surrounded them here. It is close. It's hard to tell. Red on red. Not blue on blue, but red on red. You can see Bowie has just snuck his entire army through here. Has Numidia, or Mercedes, however you want to call it, just like ignored them? They just thought, I'm just going to take out Saba. I mean, Epirus is having a little hard time, but I mean, he was probably going to win this fight. I think. I'm pretty sure he would. Epirus has got his general alive still. He's looking pretty good. I mean, yeah, Saba's got like nothing left, really. And now Bowie is going to swing around and basically attack this undefended flank of Numidia. And it's going to kind of turn into another pitched battle, but kind of like Epirus and Numidia looking that way, and then like Bowie looking the other way. If you sort of know what I mean from like my just waving of the cursor around, you probably don't. But yeah, these Thorough Spears here forming squares. Still actually losing that fight though. Kind of weird. They need to take out one of these generals. Probably Numidia's is easy to take out. That's going to be a nice charge. That was a pretty nice charge. Sort of caught the end of it. But it's kind of, yeah, it's going quite pretty well for Epirus on that flank. As you can see here, that Rome is, well, he's going to clean house on all the infantry, but it's whether he can catch all his cavalry and archers, which is an entirely different thing. Aravaki's done a really good job on basically limiting him down to, well, just infantry. I don't even know if the general's still alive for Rome. I need to have a check. He might have routed, but not died. Yeah, I think he's routed. I don't think he's died because the Romans... Oh, no, general dead. There you go. So, yeah, Rome is without a general, so will be interesting to tell. I mean, they still have a general do the Aravaki. That is pretty good. They just need to keep bouncing off units. There you go. They're going to just do it again. Just charge in, kill this unit here. And then they go, get slaughtered. That's a tiny unit of veteran legionnaires. They need to be careful they don't get caught by other stuff. And, I mean, Numidia sent some troops across as well. Desert Cavalry, I mean, yeah, that's a good play there by Numidia. Sending cavalry across. Come and help his ally out and actually catching these archers and slingers. Because that's what needs catching. Just these guys. Look at that. The sun's setting. And then you can just see, like, these cavalry and infantry just fighting as the sun sets. And, I mean, the sun is setting permanently for a lot of men here on this battlefield. And Bowie is, like, with a fresh army, is swinging in. I mean, he's beating these legionnaires, like really easily. He is surrounding a lot of them. And Numidia stretched his army out so much, like covering so many different areas, including Epirus and Rome. He's not like even covering his own back. I mean, he's going to get some nice charges here, you imagine. I mean, he's charging. The general's also charging into a whole bunch of Javis. And yeah, I mean, he's losing that combat actually. That is not good. Numidia might have a chain route. Like they are not as regimented, if we call them, as the Romans. You can see actually Numidia's got not a lot left. He's going to win this fight over here, this Desert Cohort. These are going to be his units that are going to survive. Desert Cohort. It's whether they can take on Oathsworn, fighting off here in the forest, under the shade, in the cool areas. Got their banners still. But now Epirus is coming up with his reserves. He's going to come and try and, like, save the day, reform the line. He's got some Thor Spears. He's not got any, like... I mean, he's got his general to the Royal Peltas, but not much else. He's got Illyrian levies. They're not going to do a lot. It's going to be interesting to see. Rome looks like he's going to just about clear up Aravaki, but Aravaki has done the damage. He's basically made this Roman army redundant. There is like nothing left. There's a couple of decently fresh Roman units, but they might break just getting over here because their general's dead, which is the most important thing. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. Boei is not in the easiest positions either, I'd say. Epirus here doing his best. He's taken out one army with the help of his ally. Now he's ready to take out another. Again with the help of his ally. Numidia's done a really good job of playing like the team player, but maybe he's played it too much. He needed to focus on his own stuff a little bit. Possibly. I mean, there's this heavy horse unit here that's going to be huge. It's 52 men. That's a huge amount of men that they need to like take out. I mean, they could just charge in the back of all these Thor Spears here, which are losing. The general for Epirus is losing. I mean, you can see the Desert Cohort here getting focused down on the back. Just about anything that's like gets the wrong side of these archers or slingers, it's getting just destroyed. They need to really take out this Vigilate. Oh, no, it's not even Vigilate. It's Numidian Spears next. Armored Numidian Spears. This is an elite unit. You can get this as like your general unit, or you can get it as like, well, just a normal unit, like you can see here. What are they fighting? They're fighting sword followers. Sword followers, like I said, cheap but good. Here we go. This is going to be a nice charge. Into the back of the general and his Thor Spears. Oh, a lot of cavalry turned over there, though. But, I mean, they just about plowed every single infantryman into the ground. Just about every single infantryman. Yikes. Yeah, there you go. The general is losing attacked in the rear. I mean, they probably just keep those cavalry in combat now. Chop them down. The general for Boei coming over. And I'm going to say Boei is probably going to do it just because he has, like, the freshest army. It's the largest army. Rome needs to desperately get over that. I mean, I think he's marching. Yeah, trying to just give his men a bit of a breather. But I don't think he's got time. He's got to get over it soon and try and save what remains of Numidia. But I think it's too little too late. If Numidia had possibly taken the fight straight to Boei, then he might have been able to do it. Just because, well... But then would he have won possibly against Saba or Aravaki? Possibly not. That's the thing. Like, they won 2 out of the 3 battles, but the one that they needed to win, this one against Boei, is going to cost them the entire battle. I mean, they're actually chain routing just about everything here. This is pretty impressive by the Desert Cohort. They just routed everything there. And then now the General, the Oswan, goes in with, like, a whole blob of stuff. But the General for Epirus is routed. He's gone. This is Desert Cohort. There's just a couple of Desert Cohort left that are just holding the ground. Well done. These guys are just elite as hell. It's also good to see like other Roman units. It reminds me like the Seleucid Silver Shield Legionnaires that were like in Rome 1. Like, oh, why do these guys have Legionnaires? Like, they shouldn't. But like Numidia is also kind of the same. They've also got some Legionnaires that they possibly shouldn't have, but they do have. I mean, it makes them stronger, put it like that. Makes them a fairly playable faction. They don't have the greatest cav, but they're some pretty good infantry. Kind of a bit like Boei. Boei is kind of a bit in the same area. He's kind of like, he's got some pretty good cav. But he's also got some pretty good infantry. And that's kind of how I describe Numidia. It's a pretty average faction. I mean, Numidia sadly got no archers, which is kind of its only weakness. They've got like slingers and javies, and that's about it. You can see Aravaki over here just hiding. His Iberian slingers just like too scared to come out of the forest. Like, oh god, we've just seen so many of our kin just be murdered by those Romans. What are we to do? And the Romans just like marching on by like, we don't care about those last few scummy barbarians. There's a whole horde over here we need to take out. You can see the cavalry just doing hammer and anvil charges into this Desert Cohort, just damaging as much as possible, inflicting much pain. Yeah, I mean, I've got massive respect for Numidia. Playing a good team player game, did well. Just about everywhere on the map. I imagine he might actually got the most kills, even though, like, Boei is going to win this battle. I have a feeling either him or Rome will have got the most kills. You look at the amount of bodies over here that are, like, of the Romans and Aravaki. It's all, like, people in red as well, so it's kind of confusing to tell who's who. But that's a big blob of dead, and you can see, like, the front line that's, like, being formed by all the dead bodies. Aravaki bringing his, like, slinger unit over here. They're like really good. You can barely be seen. They're like guerrilla warriors. That's really cool. But anyway, I'm just going to fast forward now. I think they're repositioning. I think Boei wants to go in here in the forest and hide from the Romans. Which, I mean, fair enough, but I think they have the strength to do it anyway. Look at the balance of power. They've just got no chance of the Romans. And, I mean, they should just send forward like a few units and then just spring a trap on the rest. Would be kind of cool. A bit like Tunenberg Forest, but maybe not. But anyway, while we're waiting for the last part of the battle, might as well just say, if you've been enjoying the content at the moment and would like to see some more Rome 2 action, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. I do appreciate your support as always, guys, and keep it up. I love all of you very, very much for like what you've like got me to, the level we've got to. And yeah, let's keep going. I mean, we've hit 2,200 subs. Now we're on to, I mean, 2,500. I guess is the next real like main target. Like just get 2,500. That's 1/4 of the way there to 10k. And I never thought we'd even get this far. So I mean, like I said, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. But anyway, it looks like Rome and Numidia are going to make some sort of a stand here on this, I mean, sort of raised area. They're just away from the forest. They just don't want to give Boei and Aravaki that chance to do an ambush on them, which is smart. As you can see, and there's very few strong Roman units, 65, 92, 53, like the really strong ones. We've got some slave infantry and some heavy Numidian skirmishers. These are the best skirmishers you can get, like I was saying earlier. They were pretty limited, they're pretty limited factor when it comes to range. These skirmishers are pretty good in combat though. Like, they can do okay, like if they're mixing with other stuff, that is. They'll hold for a while. But as you can see, Boei is just going to sit in the forest and just maybe recuperate, let his men get fresher again. I mean, a fair amount of them are pretty fresh. I mean, they've got the cavalry. I mean, just like basically just move forward with all your army, then just swing the cavalry wide around. And you'll probably break anything. I mean, these guys also have no general. So, I mean, they just break whenever they fancy. If these forces get too close, I'm sure a few of the small units of the Romans, like this one here, 18... certainly that one 26. They might all just break. They might just break, seeing the sheer size of the Boei army left. But we'll just fast forward even more and just see what happens. Here we go. Boei is going to move forward. Or he's thinking about it. Maybe he's just hoping that they'll just break anyway. They might do. Celtic slingers. And there you go, they're just going to focus on the only range unit they have, which is a smart idea. Slingers have the range on Javis, so they can just chase them down constantly. And here we go. I mean, slave infantry is going to chase down these Iberian slingers. They're not going to have much luck there, and now they're focusing on the slaves. I mean, that's not a bad idea. Let the slaves take all the shots, but these guys might have a lot of ammo left anyway, so they could probably kill everything. Romans forming Testudo. They don't want to get hit by arrows. Smart, but I mean, they could get charged by cavalry anyway. The slaves are now broken, fully gone, after the slingers just bombarded them. And, I mean, I would just continue bombarding these skirmishers again. Yep, there he goes. Gonna just do that. And then I just bring forward the infantry. And he's doing this well. I mean, he's won anyway. Whatever he did, I think he would have won. But, I mean, this is a sign of a good player. Just taking it slow. He's just going to take out all of his archers in range first before he sends the infantry in. So they're just no threat from being shot by missile. And that's smart. In some ways, I mean, he doesn't have to do it in this one. But if it was a seriously close one and he had, like, these few extra cards up his sleeve, it's certainly good to play them and practice in like these sort of battles. But I mean, yeah, well done to Boei. I mean, you did think his passive play may not pay off, but it did indeed pay off. And I mean, he's now just focusing down these legionnaires. Look at that wavering. It might break these units just before even the infantry makes an appearance. There you go, broken. And I think he's going to try and do this with all of them. I think he actually might. These Iberian slingers, I think, are going wide as well, so they can just fire into the flanks. Because even though they're in Testudo, the Romans don't protect their flanks. You can see here, no shields. They just shoot them in the side. I certainly would. These Javis can't have much ammo. I mean, you've got cavalry as well. Just let the cavalry come around and kill them. And the Romans are going to push forward tiny few units, but does it really matter? Probably not. Probably not. Oh god, this poor 18-man unit. It's getting focused down. Even in Testudo, you still there's still holes up. I mean, after the sheer amount of shots, like Testudo does not save you. There you go, down to 3 men. They're just going to shoot each one piece. Oh dear, this one turned its flank and it's getting shot hard. Best thing you can do is just hold your, the front line like you are. But even still, it's a risk. Now they're going to send forward the Javis. And they'll just charge these guys in the back with their cav, you imagine. Nope. Oh, they actually got some shots off on the cav. That's actually, yeah, look how devastating these Javis are to anything. This cavalry unit was pretty fresh. It's now down to 32 men. They can do some damage to these Javis.
What do we say?
The Javis still getting more shots off on the cavalry. They need to be careful. 24 men. I mean, they are going to win. Doesn't really matter. But, oh! No, charging back of the, into the back of the infantry, imagine. And that's going to be it. That's GG. That's the Romans breaking. And there you go. Victory for Boii. So well done to the Boii player and his allies. And to the Romans for winning their fight. And to, and Epirus, they won theirs as well. But, I mean, everyone played well. They did very well. So, this was sent in by Tay the Great, who was playing against Boii. So, well done to him. And thank you for sending it in. And I also would like to say, I think Gorgoroth here played very, very well. I think he... as a new media, he did a very good job. He didn't actually get the most kills. He's got one of the least amount of kills. One less than Saba, who was the first faction out. And, well, that's kind of surprising. He played like a really good team game. And I thought he'd do a lot better, but maybe not. But, yes, Boii did get the most kills. Just kind of, no surprise, came in at the end. I did think he might not get the most kills because he was last into the fight, but he just mopped up everything that was left. But his Oswan getting 149 kills. His... heavy horse getting 191. His heavy horse getting 160 as well. So they did well, his cavalry did. His slingers getting 90. Oh no, that's his swords. His slingers getting 67. His Celtic warriors getting 95, 97. His sword followers getting 211. These guys are nasty in like lower tier games certainly. So he did really well with them. Then we've got Eric, who's playing as Saba. He got 183 kills with his camel cataphracts. His Sabian camel cataphracts here as well. These guys didn't do as well, but his mercenary Himrar cav did actually just as par as his armored camel spears. They did okay. Sabian archers, no surprise they did terrible. His infantry was just not great until you get to his Mazgat marauders, which is probably the only good infantry that is available to Saba, really. They got 192 kills. These guys are pretty nasty when used properly. And then we have a Starkiller 556. Playing as the Aravaki. He did a really good job, basically made Rome redundant by the end. They had like nothing left, and he took out the Roman general, which is very important. His general getting 152 kills. He's a noble cavalry unit. It's the best out of the three that there were. His Celtic cavalry didn't do so hot. His slingers did really well though, getting 117, 111, 126. His infantry, just kind of got minced by the Romans. I think the best one getting 102 kills here is Scutiari. So well done to him. Then we have Private Matti, I presume that is. His playing as Epirus, he got 150 kills with his Royal Peltasts. His cavalry is Royal Aspis, or his Aspis Companion Cavalry, only getting 94 kills. Kind of a shame. This is a really expensive unit. You at least want to see 150 plus, if not more. And his slingers, 96 is not too shabby, I guess. Italian swords, 53. His Illyrian levies, saying how bad they were, getting 201 kills. Only beaten by his Royal Peltas, who got 233. And his Thorough Spears getting 116. Then we have Kevin Super Lego, who was playing as Rome. His general only getting 24 kills. His cavalry kind of just got minced by the superior cavalry of Aravaki. His infantry, though, obviously, that's what was expensive. His legionnaires getting 145, but his veteran legionnaires, 168, 161, did really, really well. So well done to him. And then Gorgoroth, who was playing as Misasli or Numidia, 53 kills with his general. His cavalry getting 53 kills the best as well. His armored Numidian spears, 80 kills. You may expect them to do a little bit better. His desert cohort, 134, which I'd say is a bit low for them. And his desert legionnaires getting 121, and his slave infantry, 74 kills. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I thought it was a really good battle. A nice little quick battle for you guys today. If you enjoyed it, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and leave a comment. And feel free to join the Discord, which is down below in the description of this video. If you'd like to join to get involved in some battles with myself or other members of the Discord and fellow subs. But anyway, Legions, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.